Yoda. All right.
I don't know what this is.
Me either. Hopefully we have service to look it up.
Yeah.
Today we have a bit of a surprise for you guys. We are heading back to Linton Bay. Being digital nomads, we need internet, and we thought we would be able to upload a YouTube video, and we tried for 4 days, and on the 4th day we got a message from YouTube saying the upload had been abandoned because there was no internet. So it's just 50 nautical miles to get back to Linton Bay, so we're coming back. We're gonna upload a couple of videos, schedule them out, and then head back to the San Blas Islands. There's been really no wind, but it's just picking up now, so we may try to sail a little bit. We caught a fish, which is super exciting. So overall, it's a good day. Boating is always a compromise, and I guess life is like that. After a week at the marina working, we are now on our way back to the San Blas Islands, and what a treat. This morning there was no wind, so we thought we were gonna have to motor the whole way, but all of a sudden the wind picked up to like 16 knots. We've got between 15 and 17 knots of true wind, and we're sailing about 60 degrees to the apparent wind, and we're going between 8 and 9 knots. So it's a great sail. We have one reef in just to be on the safe side because the apparent wind has gone up to 22. So always good to be a little bit conservative because with the mountains here, you can get sudden storms that they call culo de pollo. We have some rain squalls kind of in the area around us, so it's always good to be a little conservative.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last I'm free. These open woods, I knew I could find peace here. Nothing like the city where I got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the stunning high mountain tops. So I made some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path, see the planet from greater heights. I have found a place out of time and space, far from city lights.
You enjoying yourself?
I am. It's beautiful. I'm sailing in 15 knots of wind. We still have 2 reefs in the main. It's too lazy to shake them. But we're still doing 7 knots. So 7.2, 7.3. And we're in between 2 islands with shallow water, so I don't want to putz around too much right now.
Plus we have this stormy looking situation up ahead. Our anchorage is right about there.
See the blue sky, feel the wind that blows. Get the rush in, heaven only knows. I'm all alone, still I'm far from lonely. On a journey, on a winding road. Got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the sunny
If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out and lets us know you're there watching. We're anchored once again in the postcard perfect Holandes Cays, this time in one of the most popular anchorages, the swimming pool. We consider ourselves quite fortunate to be here in low season when there are just a few other boats anchored around us. During high season, we've been told there are as many as 30 boats, many of which are charters vying for a piece of this paradise. You can see for yourself why it's called the swimming pool. The bay is completely surrounded either by islands or coral reef barriers, creating a surface smooth as glass. Pockets of reefs dot the water's interior, just waiting to be explored. But the real allure is the outer reef. This afternoon, there is pretty much no wind, and so we have heard that on the other side of the reef out there, it's better opportunity for fishing. We are gonna take our spear gun that we've never used and see if we can catch something. A huge thank you to our patrons. We are so grateful for your support. If you'd like additional content and real-time updates, consider joining the Harbors Unknown community on Patreon. We realize that we're a part of the ever-growing group of travelers putting pressure on these reefs, harvesting marine life for food either by fishing directly or buying fish and seafood from the local people. These are beautiful islands, raw and undeveloped, protected only by their remote location. Fortunately, there is not enough land for resort development, and we hope the impact of a few people foraging the waters is minimal. When posting pictures of our catch to social media, we received quite a few negative comments about how we shouldn't be harvesting food from the reef. It surprised us because unless people are living off crops they've grown, they're most likely dependent on factory farming, mass harvesting of seafood, or modern production of meat-like food. We believe it's more due to the fact that most people are completely disconnected from where food actually comes from. According to Vaclav Smil, author of How the World Really Works, less than 1% of Americans are directly engaged in producing food. Consequently, most of the population have no idea or only some vague notion about how their bread or cuts of meat came to be. We seek to leave as little trace as possible while traveling and exploring pristine, far-flung locations, but the question of whether or not it's feasible remains. So, do you know what it is?
I have no idea. It's edible though.
It does look edible. Maybe it's what they call pargo.
Maybe it's a pargo, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Seeing Fabio with his catch made me even more amped to get my own. But let's take a step back here. I have fired a spear gun once in my life and was incredibly lucky to catch a grouper. However, the shot was totally set up for me, with the fish in a small hole. Now, out here on my own, it's a totally different story, and I realize I need to manage expectations. Whenever I set out to learn something new, I automatically assume I'll be able to do it without any struggle, but that's rarely the case. I have to remember to be kind to myself, patient, and understand that it takes time and practice. Today, it's not common to see people sharing their struggles, but here I'm owning my vulnerability and sharing my learning process and misses with you. fish evaded me for the last time, so we switched spots to see what else we could find. The beautiful creatures lying beneath the surface never cease to amaze me. Suddenly, a school of hundreds of fish swam beneath us. I went down hoping to spear one, but as soon as they saw me, they picked up speed and swam in a hypnotizing circle around me. I decided to simply take in this incredible moment. One final attempt left me empty-handed and exhausted, so we headed back to the boat. Other days, I merely want to observe the beauty of the underwater world. There is no place I feel more at peace, existing only in the present moment. And after a couple hours of diving, I am completely relaxed. So sometimes we head out with the primary intention to just admire, but naturally Fabio takes his spear gun just in case. We were so excited to finally find a lobster. Much to our dismay, something else had already gotten to it. A reminder of the circle of life and that most creatures out here don't die of old age. It is well known coral reefs are a vital component of the environment. They create an important ecosystem for life underwater, protect coastlines from storms and erosion, provide jobs for local communities, offer opportunities for recreation, and are a source of food and new medicines. Over 500 million people depend on reefs for food, income, and protection. These organisms are under a tremendous amount of stress, and many organizations worldwide are working to promote coral growth and discover solutions to protect its health. One such entity is Reef to Reef in Portobello. Their team is promoting the restoration and conservation of coral reefs in the area. A number of different structures have been placed in the water near Portobello, where Reef to Reef is growing staghorn coral. They frequently monitor the water temperature, amount of sunlight, and coral growth, and enlist the help of volunteers to clean algae from the coral and structures. We were fortunate enough to learn about their project firsthand and helped clean the coral a few months ago. In our last video, you saw that Fabio sous vide some octopus and then we froze it. Now it's defrosted and ready for final preparation.
After the octopus has been sous vide, we're going to divide the legs. We're cooking outside because today the heat is scorching, and so we have this little induction plate that works very well with the cast iron pan, and we have a little smidget of butter to make a crust, on this octopus. And after just a few minutes, the octopus is done. You can see the chard here. It really looks very nice. And then we have these little tomatoes that we're going to char too. So olive oil. Next, in the same pot, we cook our beans. A bit of salt on the tomatoes. These are ready. And then we use this non-stick pan for a balsamic reduction. If I do the balsamic reduction in the cast iron, I'll take all the coating of the curing of the cast iron away. Unfortunately, as you can see, this induction plate, the heat is only in the center of the pan, so the outside is not very hot. So we gotta stir it to the center. Cheers.
This looks great.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Two.
This little guy here. Perfect. This is so simple too.
So simple, yet very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And the tomatoes, if you char them a little bit and caramelizes the inside a little bit, they really enhance the flavor, I think. And of course, some people put sugar, but they are cheats. All right.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, let's say. Taste it.
Delicious.
Delicious. I mean, this is delicious, but to sous vide this, it took like 4 hours, sorry, and I think we should probably have done 5.
Yep.
And it really went through half of our batteries.
I know, yeah. You had to turn on the generator, right?
No,
Oh,
no, I didn't. I just let it run until it was done. But we ended up the evening with 50% of our batteries.
Right.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind. Something to do if there is blazing sun that really charges your battery, or if you're motoring for a long time, that's a good option to cook with sous vide. But if you're at anchor like we are, and yes, there was also a kind of a cloudy day.
Yep.
It really burns through a lot of battery power, but delicious.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.